Hello, Gemini. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach, and I help sensitive, self-reflective souls choose maximum growth inside and out. I have an intuitive message for you about your journey this week. This message will look at the inside world, your inner world, and the outer world, and the relationship between the two. So let's get started. Inner world first. The Cherunos and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, where does our outside world start? On the right, Ace of Wands, Two of Swords. Well, this is a really fascinating reading, Gemini. Okay, let's start on the outside. We have a spark going on. Our Ace of Wands, the beginning, perhaps a rebirth, something coming back into your life, but the chance to start a new something, a new venture, a new area of study, a new, this could possibly be a new relationship as well. It's just something new, kind of awakening and stirring within you. But right away we have a roadblock, or Two of Swords. It doesn't seem like this is going to go much past the beginning stages, or perhaps there's not the information that you need to get it past those beginning stages. So right away we're getting this sense and the idea of caution. That the reason why this is not bounding forward is because there's something that really requires your awareness, Gemini. I'm not getting the feeling that this is about getting discouraged or just giving up about this enterprise just because you have or this situation. It doesn't have to be business, just because it's not kind of opening up right away. This is actually asking you to take a moment. This roadblock is happening because you need to think or discover something a little bit deeper about this new opening. So it might be the kind of thing like if you start dating someone and they look like this could be a possibility, and then suddenly one of you goes on a trip and there's kind of a gap in the communication, or there's a gap in you seeing each other. Or you have a bright new start for a project and it's going, and then all of a sudden there's a problem with the supply, or there's a problem, there's like a logistical problem. So this is for you for a reason, okay? Because there's an instinct waking up in you. I believe that's what our Chironus is talking about. And let me just check. Okay, yes, I'm getting the go-ahead from the guys. So there's something about this situation that either you haven't considered, or it's almost as if the situation needs to be revamped. So I feel like for some of you, those of you that are going into a new relationship, perhaps you were going in with the wrong intention, or perhaps you weren't showing all of yourself, or you weren't willing to show all of yourself to this person. Perhaps you haven't been willing to dedicate all of yourself to this situation. And this pause is happening to give you some time to say, okay, wait a minute. I wasn't being totally honest, and I want this to work out the best for me. So for my sake, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be more honest. There's a double message with this Nine of Pentacles on the inside, because on one hand, you're very comfortable where you are. So, if you are single, there's kind of this idea that I don't really need to date because I'm just so happy on my own. If you're not single and that part doesn't apply to you, this is almost like wanting to stay in the comfort zone, that you don't want to venture out and try something different. At the same time, this is where it's a little bit complicated, Gemini. This is something in your instincts waking up saying something about this isn't quite right. Okay? So that's why caution is the word of the day. The reason for this delay is that there's just something else that you need to consider, and there's something else that will come to light. This Chironos will always sniff it out. But the biggest thing that I'm taking from your reading is that you really need to be honest and clear about your intention for this situation. Are you going in all the way? Are you going in full-heartedly and honestly and openly? Are you going in with a desire to grow and expand? Or are you going in with a different desire? Do you want it for just one purpose? Are you really circumnavigating something else? Are you avoiding facing something? Or is this situation perhaps coming up because of a self-sabotaging behavior, such as distractions or, for want of a better word, wanting to engage in earthly pleasures, whether they could be physical, they could be monetary. Are you really being true and honest with yourself here? Because we've kind of got an angel and a devil going on. We've got the angel in white, and then we have this is card number 15, which in the traditional deck is the devil. So it's, which side is this coming from, Gemini? Which one, is it the one where you're supposed to be, where you're connected to your higher self and your instincts and your intuition and your wholeness? Or is it where you're trying to fulfill yourself from the outside in with a negative behavior? In some respects, that's what those two paths are. So it's almost as if, I don't have enough hands for this. This new opportunity or this new start comes along, and this is coming and you want to grab it, but then you've got two people sitting on your shoulder saying, hey, you need to do it this way. And this one's saying, no, you need to do it this way. And you're at a loss to know which way you should go. Do I go with this way or do I go with that way? Do I go with the honesty and the truth that is maybe not as easy as the other path, but is going to have better consequences? Or do I just kind of jump in? This energy makes me nervous just because it is so raw and uncontained and has the ability to get much bigger than you would imagine at first. And where do we start with? A fire. He's in the forest. So what happens when you light a match in the forest? If you're not at a campground, you have the danger of a forest fire. So this, if your intention comes from self-sabotage, if it comes from a less than noble intention, this situation could blow out of control very quickly. So again, that's why we have this delay here, so you can really rebalance and recenter and recalibrate, so that this is going to be for your benefit rather than your loss. All right, Gemini, thanks so much for sharing your time and your energy with me. If you would like to work with me further and you're looking to really understand much more about your spiritual path and to go deeper into why you're here and how you can raise your vibration and get yourself to a better place, I invite you to check out soulguidancewithadriana.com, link in the description below. There are extended guidance packages for those of you who really, really do want to go deep. And if you are not really wanting that at the moment, but you do want to check in with some spiritual insight and with some direction, then I have intuitive readings for you also, for just kind of one-off, shortened, different time length readings. I'm losing the ability to speak English, so I promise I will be better on your reading. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you next time here, and have a great one, Gemini.